Great Rising, my kings and queens. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries Reaction and Review. Welcome back, current subscribers, and welcome new subscribers. I'd also like to welcome the not subscribers and those of you who are here for the very first time. I woke up, I went to sleep early last night. I should say fell asleep. And, I've waken up and, I'm not sleepy at the moment. I have been binge watching CSI, the original CSI, because I had only ever seen the first few seasons and never watched it again. So I said, well, let me continue with that. Well, I saw that a jail visit dropped, and I said, well, let me look at this and see what those two are talking about. And boy, did I catch some things that I want to point out. So let's get into it. This is a visit that takes place July 23rd, 2023. I guess a couple of days after his R-word charges. So let's see what these two are talking about. And by the way, you know how I do it, so I won't be starting at the very beginning, and I probably won't go all the way to the end because I just caught some things that I want to point out, and that's what I'll be doing.
Hey man, I'm just going through it up here, up top right here. My brain is just going too much right now in my head. You know what I'm saying? And it's just,
He's so devastated.
This motherfucker. I really can't. I really can't. I'm gonna vent out for about 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's really interesting. I think that this, out of his whole criminal career, I think that this is the first time that he's actually had to sit and couldn't bond out, go on about his business, take probation, take jail sentence. I think this is the first time that this has ever happened to him.
First of all, I was sitting here thinking about in 1992, and I thought about this today. 1992. I had a roommate. Can you hear me good?
I'm trying to make sure you don't hear her. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. So in 1992, I had a roommate. So the roommate, he said, "Man, my wife come and see me, but she don't want to come see. She don't want to come see me as much because she drive that long distance hour by herself." So he said, "Could you let her friend come see you so she won't have to ride by herself?" So I said, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. I ain't got nobody anyway. Used to being by my fucking self." Let the lady come. I didn't know she was a big girl, about 300 pounds. So she came in the visitation room, sitting down, we talking, it was cool about 15, 20 minutes. She said, "So how long you got left?" I said, "I got about 5 years left." She said, "Oh, I ain't got time to wait on you like that." Okay,
Now look, here's the thing. You inmate, you're sitting in jail. You ain't got nothing better to do. So somebody comes to see you and you are, I guess, appalled because this was a 300-pound woman. Well, at least she was a free 300-pound woman. And furthermore, the fat shaming and the image shaming and the body shaming that these two people do is just ridiculous because you can't shame somebody for their looks when you don't have it all together yourself. Sonya can't even commit to a hairstyle that's becoming on her. And they want to sit and shame somebody. But though she may have been a 300-pound woman, she might have been a cute 300-pound woman. But one thing I know for sure, she was a free 300-pound woman.
On the date anyway.
But to me, what I'm saying is my standard was that low. My standard, my self-esteem, it had got that low for a person like that to tell me that she ain't got time to wait on me. It wasn't nothing. But anyway, I saw her again after 8 years. 8 years, I saw her working at a fucking Burger King at the drive-thru on Old National with all my kids in the car with me. So I understand that part.
First of all, I find it hard to believe that this man had all of his children in the car with him going through a drive-thru to get food. I just don't believe that. That is a lie. I don't need more to do the lie detector test on this one because I know it's a lie. That's number one. And number two, so what if she was working at a drive-thru in a fast food place? It's a job. Somebody has to work there to get the orders and cook and all that. What is wrong with that? You know, here we go. Body shaming. Now we're into employment shaming. Meanwhile, he's a broke man who can't even get out on bond, depending on this chick over here for his zuzus and wham-whams because nobody else is fooling with him at the present time. This is where Shay
in my
had to
head, I
pause
had
it
already performed
for
in my
whatever
head.
reason.
I hated child and rappers. So I'm saying all that was already in my head. So I knew that rule about that type of game. For me to be in here for some shit like what I'm in here for now, that shit is just mind-boggling.
Why? What is that to think about? I don't think, I have never thought about, being a child molester is wrong. Doing this is wrong. I already had it in my head. Who thinks like that? You know, I do think, of teaching the children and all the little people in my family about what to look for, what not to do, so that they don't become a victim and to make sure that they tell if something does happen to them, because I don't want them to end up like me. So that's the only thought I have about that. But I don't just drive around and walk around and know that I should not touch children inappropriately or have inappropriate pictures of them. I just don't do that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, like, shit, to me, life is over with. To me, some people can go on. My mind, it's hard for me to go on like that. I'm going to give you an example. Let me give you an example. Okay, and I'm saying that.
He's going to give a sample.
I know you didn't do it. It's just an accusation. You can't.
He's not going to give an example. He's going to give an example.
Listen to what I'm finna say.
Go ahead.
And I got that part. It's an accusation, but I may have an accusation that I've been sitting here for 1 year, that non-violent, that I haven't even got a plea, a trial, anything. I don't went to 3 different paid lawyers. 3. Okay, I'm still standing.
You have to ask yourself, sir, why have you gone through 3 lawyers? That wasn't something that was mandatory. That was your choice, your decision. You and your little side hen's decision to go through 3 attorneys. Or in my Nesto'S voice, attorneys.
From a year ago, and I'm still sitting in here. Okay, those are non-violent charges. Just imagine now this one, that's a violent charge. It's a violent charge. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? They don't really get bonds for no shit like that. Then if they did give me a bond, that shit gonna be so fucking outrageous. I ain't gonna be able to make that shit unless I try to get this other thing off of me fast.
So he knew back in July of 2023 that he wasn't gonna be able to afford a bond. So stop whining about it.
So they just stacking the shit up where I can't make no type of moves at all. And in my head now, when I do go to court next week, the lady can say, hey, we're going to bind it over, let the state handle it. But the state handle it, I'll be sitting this motherfucker 2 years without the indictment.
I don't. Well, we want to kill it before it even try to go to an indictment. That's the thing. We don't even care about going or working towards an indictment.
Well, that was short-lived.
She went and said this. Now all we need to do is go get proof that it's this instead of that, and submit that, because it's just a statement she made, and they're trying to hold you on the statement.
I guarantee you, any proof that they think they have that's proof is probably going to be something that is going to further prove that she was a victim. Just like the proof that he is trying to, I guess, show that his daughter is mentally ill. I don't know why these people think a mental illness means you can't be believed or no one can rely on you or anything. I don't know where they got that from. But, you know, he gets a hold of that tape, and allegedly somebody in the family gave it to that infamous lady over there, and she played it. And it's my understanding that the video that he took of his daughter, having a breakdown does not look good in his favor. So here we are again, going to find more evidence to help convict him, and I'm here for it.
I don't know why they didn't just try to immediately go with the indictment immediately, but and I was just thinking today about that. Candy will kill it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's hard to say that because it's your life. It's easy on this side to say it.
Yes, Lord.
You live in it. It's hard as fuck. But I have nothing to do this week but deal with your shit. I was doing some work today with Eben.
Now, we know that's a lie. She may not have anything to do but deal with his stuff. But she never does anything. She never, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Monday. I'll do it next week. She never does what she says she's going to do. So I wonder how that turned out back in July.
Banks getting her, done so that Ralph can do that because, I don't work there no more. All I got to do is two things, is try to get all of your stuff situated and my little thing with that house. That's all I'm going to work on this week.
Oh,
when is your court hearing? Thursday?
No, it's, you know what? Thursday, the last court date I went to, she said they're going to reset it 2 weeks on the 27th. Now, I ain't heard from a lawyer. I don't know if he's still sick or what, but I know I'm supposed to go for that. I think the 27th. Then I go again.
When you pay for an attorney, you have to understand and realize you're not his only case. He cannot run to the jail and see you every 5 minutes because you have a question or you're restless from being in there. It doesn't work like that. Nor is the attorney working on your case every day. He can't do anything until something happens for him to do. But these people don't understand that.
Again on Monday, next Monday for this new
charge. Right.
Yeah.
So what we just need to do is file a discovery on the police to say what device and what's the date of the downloads, because it's you feel like it's that device you bought used, right?
He is the defendant. You how are you gonna file a discovery against the police? He's a defendant. You have to wait for discovery, and that doesn't come until much further down the line. These two people, I swear.
Did they take that from you?
They what?
The device that you had when you got arrested?
I didn't have no device.
You didn't have,
anything.
Now, see, this is interesting. He said he did not have a device. Now, this is July 2023. Now we're in 2024, and what we hear, going into 2024, he had a computer. He had that computer in the car, the same one that he uses to check himself every day for warrants. He had that, and he had 2 cell phones. Now, I'm not gonna criticize the man for having 2 cell phones. He was an alleged businessman, and I myself at one time had 2 cell phones, but they're sitting there, all of a sudden, they didn't know what it was on. Now it's on this computer, the one that he's saying now he didn't even have in the car with him. That computer.
Yeah. I just have my 2 phones.
That's it. Okay,
yeah.
Well, you just got to figure out what device they're saying they found it on and what's the date of the downloads. And then 2, they got to prove that that might take longer. But if you can prove that it's on, I guess I'm thinking it's one of the police car computers.
We ain't got to go. We ain't got to go that far. We ain't got to go that far. I mean, what I'm.
See that? See that? She's thinking it's one of the police car computers. So before she said that, he was saying all he had was two phones. She is the one who said, "Oh, I'm thinking it was one of those police computers." Do you see where I'm going with this? It's like you can see the stories that they're telling now is being unraveled by phone calls that they had earlier. Which is it, Nesto? Did you have the computer with you or did you not? Did you have two phones or did you not? You know, nothing. It's funny how his mind changes after she speaks. It's real interesting how that happens.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'll talk about that later. I'm just trying to get this other shit out of my head. You know, I'm dreaming about this shit. Why would you do something so stupid as that far? But everything in my head that the dad said told me straight up, she's a liar now. Their family got some mental health issues. The daddy told me that because he had to go through that same issue with the mama. The mama had him locked.
Now, if the dad knows that she's crazy, allegedly, these are his words, you know, she's not right in the head or whatever, why would he pay Nesto $100,000? Because see, that's the story now. He paid Ernest L. Williams $100,000 to help his daughter and take her out of the environment that she was in. Now, what I can't understand, any father who has $100,000, why don't they take their own daughter out of the environment that they're in and get her reestablished? I don't understand why you would come up off of $100,000 to pay a man to help your daughter. It makes no sense.
Locked up. You know what I'm saying?
The mama had the daddy locked up.
Yeah.
The daddy knows that the girl is off, that the daughter's off.
Yeah. He told me that.
You ain't run. You're supposed to run when they tell you that.
I know that. You know what? And but the thing about it is that the man still believes in his daughter. That's.
Yeah, but you supposed to run. That's his daughter. His problem.
Yeah.
No mention of $100,000. No mention of $100. No mention of even $10 or 10 cents. Nothing. No mention of it. Now all of a sudden, $100,000 was exchanged.
That's true. But we're gonna talk about that later. But what I'm gonna say is, in my head though, to me, free or dead. Straight up, free or dead. Cause motherfuckers is sitting here for some bad on some straight bullshit, still sitting here for nothing. Months and years for nothing. Accusation.
I say
An accusation.
It looks like bullshit. It looks like some personal situations that you done pissed them off. They ran to the police, like a lot of women do when they get mad about something.
Such a woman basher.
It's not a crime to date and exchange and do business and money with a person that you're dating. I mean, women do it all the time. Men do it all the time. Money and relationships mix. It's civil. It's not supposed to be criminal.
Do y'all realize how many weeks we have gotten by without having to hear it civil? And here we go again.
All of that. Okay. The thing with the girl, we just got to get phone records so you can just get the climate of the conversations that's going on between you two, to say that if she doesn't come off as being scared when she's talking to you, and her conversations around that time that she said that happened to her, and if she's coming off normal or...
When you're being trafficked or taken advantage of in that way... what does she mean come off scared? You can have somebody who has had relations, unwanted relations, I'll use that term. You can have somebody like that and they can face their accuser and not feel they might not feel scared. They might feel away or something. Everybody doesn't have the same reaction. And if this was something that was ongoing, she's not going to sound like, oh, she fears, because it's a mind control thing that the person who traffics or takes advantage of somebody, it's what they do. And I have a feeling that any text messages that they think is going to be a help is going to be a help for the prosecution.
Or kikiing, then we know it's a lie.
Right, I got all that part. It's just, to me, I'm just going.
I just gotta get you. I know, but this is just this right here. While you sitting down in your thinking tank, you just have to reassess your life and cut all that shit out of your life. Cut all them females out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this on a dating perspective. I'm just saying, this is what I tell my son. Stay the, just like I do. Stay the fuck away from females.
She's trying to already tell him what she wants.
Men too now. Men too. Crazy.
I know, but I don't. I mean,
okay.
Your thing is because you're a guy, you deal with girls, and we deal with men. You know, I know I've been, you know, 3 niggas try to take my life. I know guys are crazy, but I'm just saying.
What kind of environment or situations are you putting yourself in where you have had not 1, not 2, not 3 men try to take your life? What kind of life are you living if that happens? 3 different men have tried to kill you. Either there's something wrong with you or there was something wrong with them in the beginning, and that's what you chose. Now, it only took one time for a man to do that to me, and I had him put in jail every time I could. If I was standing in the street and I saw him across the street, I'd call the police, because that's what you do. But she likes that kind of stuff.
And you,
right,
what your history is dealing with females, and that's what's getting you caught up in the bullshit. You know, got to keep away from them. Going forward, you got to learn from you know, mistakes. This is an indirect mistake because you shouldn't be there, but it's.
So she's laying all this out so that they can be in a monogamous relationship. That's exactly what she's doing. This is nothing but pure mind control.
Same time, you shouldn't have been dealing with none of them girls, period. Should have stayed in your little corner. Just, you know what I'm saying, and never dealt with that shit. Because once you piss a girl off, it's a wrap.
Okay, so what you been doing?
What did I do yesterday? Me and Tomas went to go eat. We went to was it Olive Garden? We went to Olive Garden, sat at the bar, and ate. And then we went to go see the Oppenheimer movie.
See, I've noticed something. While Nesto is in jail, Sonya has been dating her son. Has anybody else noticed that? I have.
Which me and him both fell asleep in. And then we went home. It was so long and so boring, and we was just sitting there like, and then I just kept nodding out, and he kept hitting me, and I was like, man, this boring ass movie about the guy who created the atomic bomb that they dropped on Hiroshima and Japan when we had World War II, and they dropped those bombs.
Right.
It's the same place, you
who
idiot.
made the bombs. And it was long. It was a long movie. So today I slept in until like around 10. I didn't hear from you, which is cool. Saved me some money, I guess. And you was in your head.
Yeah, because I heard that. Yeah, that's right. You sure right. Because you said that. Hey, yeah.
What I'm curious, what is it like to sit around and wait for your inmate man to call you? I can't imagine. You know, sometimes, especially like say like you're in a new relationship and you're thinking you can't wait to get off work. You can't wait for your new guy to get off work so y'all can talk, you know, that's exciting. But how does it feel to be sitting there waiting for your inmate boyfriend to call you?
So you heard it?
Yeah, I ain't working.
Yeah.
I ain't working. So, you know. But, and I got my thing, so, my Social Security award, so I got to go do that. They said
Bam. This is why I am up this early in the middle of the night doing this video. Did y'all hear that? She said she got her Social Security award letter. Now, this is how this works. And this is part, I used to work in this field and in conjunction with them and all. Now, Social Security, you don't get all that back pay that you used to get. They go back a year. And I don't know if she is getting SSI or SSDI. But whatever she's getting, she got a lump sum and it went back a year. So she might have gotten maybe about $10,000. And the reason why I said they go back a year, they go back to your original application date. And it usually takes a year to apply, to go through, for them to make decisions, having to go see their doctors. All of that usually takes a year. Sometimes for some people, it takes more. So she went through all of that, and now she has her award number, award money, award letter. So she has this award letter, so that means she's about to get this lump sum, and that is probably how she has been paying for all of this stuff for him. But what's interesting to me is usually when you apply, you usually have to be disabled in some way, which I guess she is with all of the problems that she has. But what I don't understand is how she was able to apply and work. They don't usually allow that. Now, once they approve you, you can find a part-time job, and that's not a problem, but it's just interesting. I'd like to know how it was that she worked and also applied and claimed she was disabled and unable to work, unless she's working and getting paid under the table and she didn't report it. And I wouldn't put that past her. Oops.
Said I got to do that before the 31st. So I got to try to do it over the phone. I hope I don't have to fly to Florida real quick and handle that. And then I'm just going to finish up some work today. And
they're going to make you fly to Florida, I'm telling you.
I was just going through all your stuff again. And just trying to see how I can just lay it out. I emailed the head of the, what is it called? The Public Defender's Office. I emailed her and
he does not realize this is a bad look. Why are you emailing these people? That does not look good for you. And we see what has happened to Hannah. She has moved on. And I know that these new people that she has, the female, he's got two. It's a female and she's a sister, and her resume looks very good. And a male, and he's a brother, and his resume looks good. They are not going to put up with this at all. I can't wait for them to tell him that too. She's not going to like it.
Till I got two people in court on vacation. So it kicked out because I told her I needed the email address because I kept calling your attorney and she kept not answering. So I'm trying to get her email address so I could just send her. I would rather just send her everything in an email so she could just print it out and just refer to stuff as her notes instead of trying to talk to her.
This woman who went to law school, you're going to send her stuff that's going to help his case. Number one, I thought that's what an investigator was for. And number two, you are going to send her something. This woman who has gone to college, she has gone to law school, she has a job, and this is what she does. And you, who couldn't even make it all the way through court reporter school, are going to type up some notes for her to refer to when she's dealing with his case. I mean, this woman is insane.
And try to get this, try to have her do some type of motion to convert this from a criminal matter to a civil matter.
Okay, so when did you start your new job?
This chick, she swears she knows the court system. And I think she's familiar with the court system because she spent so much time as a criminal. And, with that Mr. Butler that defended her on multiple times and that she allegedly worked for and probably had a relationship with. So I think that she's heard some legal jargon and things like that. And so she thinks that she can just do a defense case.
I don't have a day job. I just had an interview. I don't have a job. I'm unemployed.
No, I'm saying he didn't hire you off the spot. He should have hired you off the spot.
No, they had to go through the formalities because it wasn't just him. It's 5 partners. So he said I did make it to the second interview.
I want y'all to understand while you're listening to this is your tax dollars. We pay into Social Security. But while she is sitting up getting food stamps and Social Security, she's really frauding the system because she's working as well. And like I said, you are allowed to work, but is she working on the books? That's the question. I don't think so. I think she's committing fraud is what she's doing.
And
okay.
Yeah.
So
he got to convince the other guys to hire me, depending on what my competition is that gets interviewed as well.
Okay, I like
cool.
it. I like your ponytail. I like it low. Yeah, I like that better. That's it. We're sitting all up top. I don't like that. But I like that right there. Huh?
How many times does he have to tell her about that ponytail?
So, older person's ponytail.
You're talking about this one or the other one?
This one is, because it's a low ponytail.
Yeah, I like
but it's long. It's long.
Oh, that's too long.
It goes to my waist. But it's layered. It's not a lot.
Let me tell you something. My natural hair is long. It's not as long as it used to be, but my hair has gone past the middle of my back. And I used to wear it in a ponytail in my younger days, especially on them days where you get up and you get ready to go to work and you just don't feel like dealing. So you put it back in a nice little ponytail. Sometimes I'd wrap it and, put it back in that ponytail and then put a little bun on it or something like that. So I don't know how a ponytail is an older person's hairstyle. I mean, do you think so?
It's cool.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I mean, as bad as it looks, like I say, only thing you got to figure out and don't respond is the conversation that what you have to figure out with your attorney, and this is the one you have now, is a conversation that you had with Erica that led you to believe that woman was an actual attorney. That's the conversation you got to have with your attorney, and that's what y'all got to file on, because that's the basis of that whole conspiracy shit, because they think...
Here's the thing, Sonya. They can have conversations if they want to. You can have a conversation with him if you want to. When they sat down in the criminal cases and in the dispossessory cases, he knows her as Erica King. He doesn't even know her as Erica Hughley, he says. So, this woman who you claim alleged that she was an attorney and you didn't know she wasn't. You sat next to her and she said, "I'm April Holloway," especially when you do Zoom, because you have to give your number, your attorney number. It's not called an attorney number, but it's escaping me right now. You have to give that number. And that's what she did. You were right next to her. You didn't say, "April Holloway, who is April Holloway? What?" Or she had represented him, if I'm not mistaken, in a criminal matter. Now, I don't know if she was April Holloway or if she was, I think it's Irene or Eileen. I can't ever remember that other attorney's name that she was using. And you still didn't question that she used a different name than the name that you know her as. So, Sonya, you run your mouth and you notice how he has nothing to say when she brings up Erica, just like he's about to do now in this conversation.
Think you were in on it, sitting down next to her while she's faking and being a lawyer, you know? So that's what you got to focus on. The conversation that this heifer had with you that convinced you that she could legally go and do what she did. And I know you didn't think she was, because there's no way you're going to get arrested and ask for a fake attorney. That's crazy. Because a fake attorney can't get nobody out of a police car.
Erica can.
Okay, you look nice today. What you got on?
I got on jeans and this shirt, this blue shirt.
And that right there is where we are going to end it. I just wanted to get to that Social Security thing. That was my main thing. And this Erica thing. And how Nesto just completely changed the conversation when that happened. And I don't understand in all this time why Sonya has not figured this out. We've been dealing with this stuff since 2022, and she hasn't figured out that Erica has represented him using a different name. He has been presenting letters to, people, who are trying to collect their landlords, who are trying to collect their monies. And when they were doing that, what is it called? When you, this is what happens when you do stuff in the middle of the night. You can't remember. But what is it called when you, the COVID relief, where you were, could get away with not paying rent for a while and all of that. Her name is on there as April Holloway. He knows that that's not her name, and he never questioned it. Come on, Sonya. I know that you're not too bright, but really? Now, I did jump forward a little bit because there's something else another point that I want to make.
Here, as you just being on punishment for that shit, even though you didn't do nothing wrong. But morally, because you were married, that's wrong. But everything else about it was, had you been single, all of that wouldn't have been bad.
Can you believe that? She has the nerve to somewhat chastise because he was a married man messing with all of those women. Does she not count in that equation? I'm curious because not only was she doing it, she was on the phone as we heard, speaking about their relationship and how she was in love with him and all of those things. We heard her. So she has some nerve saying that. And she's a side chick herself. And she could say whatever she wants that he didn't tell her that he was married and she didn't know. That is Nesto'S opening statement. It's his line for everyone he has met. Every woman, he lets them know that he is married to Shirley Strawberry. I find it hard to believe he is a creature of habit. So I find it hard to believe that he met her and he changed his method of operating when it comes to getting next to these women. Are you serious? See, he thought she was a real businesswoman and really had all those businesses. But what I can't understand is now we're in 2024 and he has not seen her in a business yet. How come he is not questioning that?
Don't look at me like that.
Look here, man. People say anything they want to say out their mouth that make themselves look good. I understand that part. I really do.
So, morally, it was wrong. But this dating and dealing with women on just reading on the statements and stuff, that part is normal. All of that shit is normal. I done had dealings with guys that I dated. I done did money deals and shit didn't transpire like it should have. I done did all of that. My partner, remember, that I was super houses with, took me for $65,000. He eventually paid me like 10 years or 7 years later or whatever. But that would have been civil. That wouldn't have been nothing criminal. Because
it's civil.
He business doing and he edited the paperwork or whatever and then didn't tell me. But that, again, like I said, all of that is civil,
A businesswoman with no businesses. A property owner with no properties.
Me and him was business partners. That was strictly business.
Here's a problem that I got. The problem I got is that first charge, that big whopper. That's the problem I got. Yeah, that's the problem I got. In my head, because I know I didn't do nothing. That's not even my character. And talking about harming somebody, that's not even my character.
That's where your character witnesses come in. That's where when you got to go to trial on that, maybe. And that's if we can get phone records to see what her conversation was around that time, how she was.
One thing that I've noticed about this man is people who have had interactions and dealings with him, they don't like him. I mean, he doesn't have any former employees that are dealing with him. He has a very small circle, which he himself has said that. So let's look at his circle. Lamont, who is a known criminal and has conviction. He's an ex-con. You have Sonya, who is, we already know. You have Dion. Okay, that's his son. Everybody's going to speak well of their parent. And maybe Laverte, I mean, who knows by the time this goes to trial what we might find out about her. Then you have Shirley, who I'm pretty sure is not going to be there speaking in his favor and is probably the only the only person who is credible who could speak on his behalf. So we know that that's not going to happen. There's Dre. He's an ex-con and he's managed to keep himself out of trouble. He has a business. He's doing good in life. But that's your best friend, your partner. And I'm not so sure. I mean, this is all you have to give. So who does she think these character witnesses are?
Was talking about it.
Okay, but wait. Here's the problem. The problem with what I'm trying to say to you is that here's where I'm at. Right now, they got me at $800,000 for one fucking picture.
No, okay. It's four. It's four.
Okay, four pictures. $800,000 for some pictures.
4 videos. I think it's videos. I read it to you. It's videos.
It's videos.
And it should have been $40,000 a piece. That's what it should have been.
She is assessing CP as being $40,000 a piece. 4 pictures at $40,000. Are you serious? That's $10,000. Do you realize that someone who deals with CP is a predator? They are a child predator. Children are all around. They can't be around them. And this is how she's looking at it. Oh, it should have been, only $40,000 for this. This is unbelievable. She still doesn't get the gravity of what he is being accused for. And as I've said before, it is not just a picture. There is so much more going on. Let's look at how pictures are taken. These girls could be trafficked. They could be being abused by the person who took the picture, their mother, their father, their uncle. These are abused children. They don't do this for fun. They don't come up with these ideas themselves. But she thinks that for 4 pictures, he should have gotten a $40,000 bond. I mean, it's delusionary at its best. I know that's not a word, but
All right,
it shouldn't have been 400. It shouldn't have been 200. The highest is from 20 to 40,000 a charge for pictures.
So
who told her that? Who told her that that was the scale for someone who has pictures dealing with CP? Who told her that?
You tell me that I did not get railroaded. Because I did get railroaded. There's no way nobody can say.
You did get railroaded. I'm not saying you didn't.
Okay.
Listen, this whole thing, everything about this whole charge shit is wrong. Shouldn't even went there. You get me saying? All of this, and every time he go to court in Roswell, I don't know if Roswell is hyping the prosecutor to say what the fuck he's saying in court, but all of it is bullshit, and all of that shit is civil. All of those issues they talking about is civil. That's a lie. But the money things where for girl you going back and forth with, that's simple.
I got that.
If she wanted
I got
that.
So there we have it. His cases, once again, they're all civil. He shouldn't be in there on those because they're civil matters. And, the other stuff is a lie. The unwanted relationship thing is a lie. And CP, I don't even know what excuse. Oh, I know the excuse. It wasn't, he didn't do it. Somebody else did it. These are the excuses that she thinks are going to play out in court. She thinks this is a defense that's going to win. He didn't do it. It's a lie. And those wasn't his pictures. We don't know. She keeps hollering about no evidence. We don't know what evidence they have to document that this girl was trafficked, taken advantage of sexually. We don't know what they have. We also don't know, let's go even with the school teacher. I believe she's the one who signed the blood contract. We don't know. They might have that contract. We don't know what these people have and what has been presented, what's going to be presented. So they can keep on coming up, spinning tails, doing schemes. They can continue to do that. But at the end of the day, we won't know what's what until he goes to trial. And I just can't wait to see if or when her eyes are going to open to all of this, where she realizes this isn't civil and these other things are serious and people are not lying. Okay, one person you can kind of question and say, well, I don't think it's true. It's not your character. But when you have you have a victim, you have two daughters saying this, you also have somebody saying that they had relations and you had to sign a contract. It just is, none of it's a good look. And I don't know how she can just dismiss all of the evidence that we know of. So that's that on all of that. I thank you for listening. Once again, I am Legacy Moon. If you are not subscribed to this channel, you might want to go on up there and hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so that you know when I drop my next video. And if you do not mind, I wish that you would just give this video a thumbs up so that I can get my video in the beat of the algorithm. Thumb.